Oh, don't.
Oh, no, it's live.
error.
It's live. It's live. It's live.
Yay!
Hey, there it goes. Woo, that was scary. Yay.
All right. Oh, and they've already got. There we go. Yay. Okay.
Yep, it's officially live. My YouTube just notified me.
That's exciting. Okay, glad that worked.
On the people's.
Hello and thank you.
All right.
Okay. Remembering how to do all my banners and everything. I was bad at it before too, but now it's been a long time, so I'm even worse.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, there's even more updates to it now, especially. And like, I assume you don't have the paid version yet.
No, I do not.
Even more with pay. I pay because I stream so much. So
there's
a lot of stuff that StreamYard has added since them olden days.
Yes.
But hello, everybody.
Hello. Hello.
It's called I Washed My Hair.
Thank you. Hello.
And I combed the almond out of it.
Right. I always accessorize with almonds.
Yeah, it's a new hair mask. It's just almond crumbs, generously scattered by a bird eating it.
Oh,
you
yes.
also try it. Yeah. Oh my gosh!
Hello.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Jennifer.
Super exciting. We're very glad to be back. It's
Yay!
long.
I think we're all glad to see you back. We've all missed you.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
All right, so plan for today is I have a work in progress that I have struggled with ever since coming up with the idea. I really like the concept of it, and I really liked when I wrote out the timeline, not the timeline, but like the outline of it. And I was just like really excited about it. I was just like telling myself the story in the shower and getting goosebumps and like just like, you know.
That's how I was with his tech when I started writing it.
Yeah.
I was very excited. So that's good. Great sign.
Yeah. It's just like, this is the story. Like, this is the one.
This is it.
And then I tried to write it. And I have never had this problem before. Like, obviously, the first draft is never great. And there's, like, huge issues, a lot of structural errors. There's things you have to completely change. And, like, I get that. And it's been true for everything I've written. But usually there's at least something that I can look at and be like, oh, yeah, that's what I like about this story. There was nothing. I hated it all.
Okay.
Only. So I have no idea what it's like clunky, and it's not just like, oh, I could fix up the writing, it would be better. It's like I don't like how I wrote it at all.
Okay.
I feel like the pacing is wrong.
Okay.
I feel like I don't like how I chose to like introduce different characters and ideas and stuff. It's bad.
Well, I do find that if that's the case, even writing down, if you've written those things down, you can go, okay, we're not starting here, but it's at least given you more of a foundation for, you know, backstory or, you know, just basic development of those characters in world building. And as the more you work through that, you might find a better starting off point, or even starting, you know, I don't do this, but I've heard other people do this, is writing in scenes and writing in the middle, and working your way backwards.
I've definitely done that a lot.
And that does tend to of doing it. But that's my issue.
Yeah. And then
you want to tell people the basic idea, or do you want to keep that secret?
I am good with talking about the basic idea.
Okay.
I'm trying to think about like how best to do this. I'll read the basic synopsis that I have. It's kind of like,
first off, give us genre and target audience.
It's definitely like teen young adult
Okay.
fiction, sort of urban fantasy, but very like light, fun, easy
Contemporary
read.
fantasy then?
Yeah, like
The light, that's what I call Hismakek, is the contemporary fantasy. Because it's
yeah,
not urban, because it's not in a big city, and it's not overbearing fantasy elements, but
yeah.
light.
There's like no high fantasy. It's like it's really hard to explain because it's very much more of just like the fantasy elements are thrown in and it's less about I don't know.
Are the fantasy elements widely accepted and just kind of a thing? Or
No.
is it like introductory? This is a new weird thing.
It's a new weird thing.
Okay, then contemporary fantasy is your genre.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, are we doing magical realism? But yeah, okay.
It's so let me read it. I'll probably want to reword this because I wrote this ages ago, but Riley Matheson always gets what she wants, whether it's the newest iPhone, the nicest clothes, the biggest allowance, or even the hottest boys. She's always chalked it up to having extra confidence. But at midnight on her 16th birthday, she discovers that the real reason is a bit more magical. A fairy arrives and tells her that Riley is destined to become a fairy godmother, or else lose her powers and all memories of magic forever. Can she convince her first assignment, the brooding, mean-tempered Jace, to believe in magic and grant his wish, or will she be forced to relinquish her powers along with her memories?
Is Jace gender?
He's a guy.
He's a guy. Okay. I was just like, this is gender neutral. Which where are we convincing? Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So make Jace. I'm taking notes. Do you believe in magic? That's immediately what I thought.
The title is just like magic.
Just like magic. I love that. Okay. Just like magic is title. Okay. Cool. Okay, that's really cute.
Thank you.
Now, is that also subplot romance?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm taking my notes. So that is Jace, I assume, is the love interest.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Hello, everybody.
So first off, I have an entire like outline here that I'm probably going to share with you. Let me see. Do I have? Oh, I can do it as a link and put it in. Okay. Da-da-da.
Yes. Thank you, Rachel. I agree. It would be that like if there was an opening sequence of like Riley like getting ready for like that standard YA movie, like yes, ready for school and
made for TV Disney movie.
That's what it is.
And it starts with a montage of changing and deciding on her outfit for the day.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. That's your intro. I don't know why you're struggling.
Okay.
No, I have an idea for your intro already just from that. But I want to see more what you got. Also, Iris, go to my coffee shop and I'll put almond hair mask.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just shared the link, and then do we want to like set up a sprint while you read that?
Oh, perfect. Yeah. How long we got? Let's see. We got a 6 pages. 6 pages. Okay. We're gonna need. This is a job for blue lights. I need to also make the font bigger. Not the font, but like the document bigger. Okay. And I am on suggesting. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Very nice. So yeah, we can do a sprint. Is anybody else going to be working on Stoof in sprints today before we begin one? I always like to be super nosy and know what everybody else is doing.
Right.
Because I'm that like my dream is to be that like that old crotchety, super nosy in everyone's business old lady that no one likes but puts up with. Basically, I want to be Rachel Lynde from Anne of Green Gables. That's
okay. It's really funny that when you said that, my sister's name is Rachel and her middle name is Lynn. So that's the first word I'm like, Wait, she's not nosy.
Yeah, I'm calling out your sister.
Right.
All right. Iris gonna be eating.
Yes.
I just made orange muffins. Also
Ooh,
just before this. They just
that
came out of
sounds
the
good.
oven. Because it was an orange cranberry mix, but I'm sick of putting cranberries in my orange muffins when I just want an orange muffin.
Fair enough.
I want orange. Hi, Polyphony.
Hello.
Welcome. Welcome to developing a story from scratch almost.
Almost, yes. It's kind of
What I have,
I'm developing and then
Crocker
developing a
box. I have
story.
this is Betty Crocker box. It's the pre-mix because you got the outline already done. Development of a story. We're gonna bake a story today.
Yes.
Stay tuned to learn what you preheat your oven to.
You know what I've been craving lately is like really, really strong lemon bars. Like really
Ooh,
lemony.
I love lemon.
Like
The
I
Girl
hate it when they
Scouts.
turn out too much just like a lemon cake and it's like
Yeah.
not gonna burn your tongue off lemony. Like
I recently became I'm obsessed, but I don't have anymore. Is I don't know what they're called, but they're the lemon cookies from Girl Scouts. I bought them at a convention because the Girl Scouts were at this convention I was at. So I bought 4 boxes of cookies. They're already gone. But one of the boxes was their lemon cookie, and it's so good. And I don't have more, and now I'm sad.
darn.
I just need to have my own crew of Girl Scouts in a separate room, always baking cookies. That's how it works, right?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
I'm sure that's what the Girl Scouts do. I was one. Were we not used for manual labor? Was that not Girl Scouts? Okay. See, okay. I did buy lots of the s'mores, Iris. I did do that. I bought that. I bought Thin Mints, of course, classic, and trefoils, which I also love. Those are also classic in the lemon. So, okay. Well, we can start that then. Yes.
All right. So let me.
Oh, that's how you spelled Jace. Okay, I spelled it totally different because I can't spell.
Okay. Let's start the sprint. If I can navigate windows without. I don't have a mouse. I literally just use my laptop to like navigate, and so I'm like, what are we doing? This.
I hate operating from a laptop. I hate streaming from a laptop. That's the worst.
Yeah.
It's a small screen and you got all the way. Yeah. I always have 5,000 windows open. So.
All right.
Yeah. Cool.
So go ahead and get started. In 3, 2, 1.
Again.
Yay. Time's up.
And I finished reading your outline and commenting on it.
Perfect timing.
Yo.
I may have been like watching the comments like, oh no.
You saw me accidentally delete my own suggestion and then have to retype it because I was stupid. Yeah.
Also, I found out that the timer just freezes every time that I'm not like
Actively
on that window.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. I found a workaround because, like, if you hover over the things on the bottom, so it's like if I could see the little mini thing, then I could have something else open and it would still run.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want live feedback? What do you want? Like you can
how'd everybody do?
Well, I hate it. I'm just kidding. No, I think it's actually a pretty solid outline. Obviously, it's just an outline, so there's a lot of room for like more details to come.
There's a lot of world building. There's a lot of research I need to do about things.
Like as a bare bones outline, I immediately see this as like a Disney Channel original movie.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And it's great. Like it sounds really fun.
Honestly, like if you wanted to find like a target reader.
Yeah. Yep.
That's my target.
Also, Princess Diaries.
Yeah.
I would say that's in the realm.
I feel like I'm most inspired by Jeanette Rallison's books, particularly her My Fair Godmother series.
I don't
know if you've seen that. Is
it not Fairy Godmother's Inc., right? Not that one.
What's that?
That's Fairy Godmother's Inc.
No, it's called My Fair Godmother.
My Fairy Godmother.
Fair.
I don't know if I know that one.
Without a Y.
Fair. My Fair. Let's look. Okay, there it is. Yeah, I do not know these ones. But definitely I can see the realm of that for sure. That's an easy comp title right there.
Oh, yeah. That's on my TBR shelf at the moment because I want to get back into the mood.
For sure. Oh, and then it has a sequel, My Unfair Grandmother. And then My Fairly Dangerous Grandmother.
God, but yes.
Oh, yeah. 100% Polyboony. Like, if we were in Hilary Duff, like, era of Disney Channel original movies, easily Hilary Duff. Easily Ashley Tisdale. Yeah. Definitely. You've got some options here.
Oh, yes.
For our character. I did want to ask about the choosing of the names because I love researching names and stuff. Why names?
So, honestly, I choose name based on vibes more than anything.
Why Riley, though? I only say this because it is one of my least favorite names.
It is.
It is. When I just in book, I have a very specific list of books with like main characters who I'm immediately like when I see it, and Riley's one of them. The absolute worst one that I hate seeing is a tie because they sound very similar. Is Tess or Jess. Hate seeing those. They're overused. Can't stand it. And any of like the Kayleys and Haleys and stuff like that, I'm out.
Gotcha.
That is just a weird personal quirk.
Gotcha.
Okay. Weird personal quirk on my end. I just thought there was a contrast between Riley being a very, standard name, and then Jace, which has a very interesting spelling, and his sister Emmeline, very interesting spelling and stuff.
I picked interesting spelling-ish names for both of them just because I felt like, they're siblings, so it would be more...
They would likely do that, yes. If parents were kind of Gen Z. Are the parents millennials? Yes, probably.
Oh, yeah, probably.
What is Riley's background, like her family history? What is that?
So she lives with both of her parents. At least in my mind so far, like I don't have much of her story written, like figured out yet.
Okay.
I always envisioned that she has both of her parents and that they are sort of well-to-do.
Yeah, obviously.
But I don't entirely know what the deal
Okay.
is.
The only reason I ask is because if she doesn't know this part of her history and it is a bloodline thing, does her mom know? Do
Her
they know?
mom, okay. So her mom gave up being a fairy, so she doesn't remember.
Okay. That's where I was like, hold on. Where are the parents?
Yeah.
That's a common thing for YA for a lot of things. Like, where are the parents? That's for people I've seen critique it. One of my friends, Ian, that's why he doesn't read a lot of YA, is because he always gets frustrated as to where the hell are the parents. And for me, I'm like, it's usually explainable, but in an outline, you weren't seeing it, so yes.
Pelaguna, that is true for my Earthborn series.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of, they're in like a Scots-Irish sort of town.
Okay.
There's a lot of people with that descent. Like my main character's name is Delaney, and
yep.
Yeah.
But this one's not quite set in that setting now, is it?
I have no idea where this is set, other than generic high school somewhere.
It's less important about where it's set for this one, but it does feel like it not like a really rich suburbia. I'm sorry, I'm stuck in the accent now. Someone get me out of it. But yeah, it does feel like at least Riley's side of the tracks is white suburbia, and Jace's side of the tracks is the rundown, poor.
Although I feel like they're not terribly. I don't know.
That's just my immediate there's a because he already is like, you selfish, you rich, girl, like that's what his attitude to me would appear for their immediate interaction.
Yeah,
because if they grew up in the same area, he probably knows her and he knows how she is.
The impression, or the kind of thought that I have about it is that he could have ended up being some more similar to her, but with the tragedy and everything and withdrawing from everybody, he really is like out of the loop of like doesn't care about all that.
Which is also a means of his own character growth as well. Because they both need character growth then. If his is just hers is everything is external and his is everything internal, and there's no balance there. So that's a good point to make.
Because like with his situation of, his mom dying in the accident and trying to deal with a remarriage and all of that, and feeling like, trying to protect his sister, but also, I don't know, he's dealing with a lot. And I feel like she's sort of, as she's getting to know him, trying to help him with some of that.
So it is a recent remarriage.
It's fairly recent.
Okay. Cool. At first I was like, ooh, is Riley, or not Riley, Emmeline his half-sister? Is that what this is? Or because that would play an interesting dynamic as well.
That would.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's his full sister.
Okay. Cool. Gotcha. I don't know if you saw my note on what I think would be a really funny twist.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be, I don't want to say it to everybody, but I'm like, that'd be really funny if he was. Especially I like the second option, because I don't know about Jason's personality. Like, what does he do with his spare time? And if he was like really into like a lot of hobbies, that would be super funny. And like he makes stuff for Emmeline while she's in the hospital, and that would be a little hint, but it's subtle enough that people wouldn't guess it right away.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm not
It'd be an interesting side struggle to because I feel like the whole book is going to be Riley's POV.
Yes.
Yeah. So it would just be little things that very careful readers or second-time readers would be able to pick up on. But it'd be funny. I think that would be hilarious, in my opinion.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's what my story is. It's
Mhm.
just very much stuck in my head right now. And it's like every time I try to write anything about it, I start realizing like how much more world building there needs to be. And the more I world build, the more it takes it away from the story that I'm trying to write.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't like it.
Okay. Well, I do think starting the story in one of the bigger chaotic moments would be really a good way to jump into it. It's almost that like it's like that record scratch. I bet you're wondering how I got into this situation
Right.
thing. So I think that might be a good jumping off point, just to just be like, what absolute chaos can we put Riley in this situation?
Hmm.
Because obviously we don't want to start at the actual climax, which is heart-wrenching and emotional.
Right.
But we want a shenanigans situation. Which, yeah, I feel like something goes horribly wrong in your fun and games in that area. Like, yeah, some weird shenanigans.
Maybe just like the first time she randomly appears in his bedroom or something.
Something like, but I feel like you need almost a Rube Goldberg machine of chaos happening, so that the reader is like, "What the frack is happening here?" So like, you know, if it was like, okay, so she teleported into his room, right? But he was in the middle of shaving, and so he cuts himself, and there's blood everywhere, and then there's water though, so he slips on that, and she falls on it. It's like so tumble, to the point where it's like,
Right.
oh my god, why is my life like this? How did it come to this? Back up, and here we are.
Gotcha.
That style, I think, for this kind of story would serve it really well. If that helps, does that help get the hype up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll definitely
Mhm.
be thinking about how to do that.
Yeah. Like I said, I write linearly, so doing that is very difficult.
Yes, it's still on the table. Right now, I haven't had a chance to talk much about my health stuff on here yet, but it's not super great.
Okay.
And the
Mm-hmm.
words don't happen very well right now.
Sure.
And I have trouble focusing for more than like 45 seconds at a time before my brain hurts.
Which is a viable reason to use ghostwriting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because it feels like it not quite like giving up, but it's a little bit defeating feeling.
I would even suggest, because this is your baby, and even though it is really difficult, it's just not necessarily ghostwriting, but co-authorship with someone who is passionate about it as well, and collaborating instead to have, them do, the bulk of the TDM here, and then you're kind of the idea person with input into what is being produced. That's a form of collaboration. It doesn't have to be 50-50. Everyone's, writing half the book. Granted, I've never collaborated with someone, but I assume that could work that way. That way you wouldn't have the stigma of ghostwriting, for one, because there's definitely that in the world.
I know, and it's sad because it's like, even if I were to take something that somebody had ghostwritten and completely change it up and make it my own, I would still have that thought there.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I think, and I don't necessarily think there's a way around that. I do think that's just something that over time you just kind of gradually accept.
Mm-hmm.
But this clearly, I just read your whole outline. You wrote, 1 second, almost 3,000 words of this outline.
Yeah.
And it's a complete outline. So yes, this is your book. So you can definitely take credit. It is something that came out of your brain. And even if you have someone writing the bulk of the text with you, it's still yours. You still own this. So, yeah. Yep. We've got a few comments if you want to take them, because I can't click on them. Yeah.
So the thing about me is that I do not think in short stories.
Me neither. That's why I did my project last year.
Tried to come up with ideas for short stories, and every time it's like, oh, this is actually a novel. Oops. And then, oops, it's actually a series. Oops.
Okay, so speaking of that, okay, so if you don't know me, hi. So I'm a writer as well. I have big books, right? My biggest book, my newest book is 155,000 words, right? And I'm like, I really struggle with short form writing. So last year I did a project where every single month I attempted to write a short story in a different genre. Every single one of those shorts, while I did finish them, already have full ideas for expanding them into full novels and full series. I just had, if Lena's still here, Lena just read the 4th one, because I'm editing them all this year and releasing them this year. My Dark Academia, which is one that it's probably like the 3rd most difficult one that I wrote. And she read it and she's like, this needs to be a big book. And I'm like, trust me, I know. It's gonna be at some point. But yeah, I hate writing short form. I hate it so much. There's so much story to tell.
See, I have that problem, but I have the opposite problem when I'm actually writing, because the scope of my story is like way too huge to fit in a short story.
Yeah.
But I can't come up with enough words to fill a novel.
And that's a fair point.
I don't know what the deal is. Like, I'll get to 40,000 words, and then I'm like, how the heck am I going to fit any more words in this? I have to come up with like 12 more subplots, and then they just take away from the story. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, what Ashport has, hold on. So every book has 6 POVs, but the POVs shift. You know how many subplots that was in this whole series? That's why it took 3 rewrites to get the final book done. Because I had so many subplots to wrap up. Yeah. And it wasn't hitting. I rewrote it 3 freaking times, and that's the biggest. That's a 500-page book. So
my 2019 NaNoWriMo project, it's the first time I ever won NaNoWriMo, and I literally won because I just like brain dumped every possible idea of a subplot I could think of. And
sometimes you need to brain dump. All right. Sometimes you have to vomit the words on the page. Yeah. Even if they're not coherent and it's just blah, 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 you did it.
Yeah.
Key smashing is writing. Qwordy 2023. Put that as my.
Yes, you need that on a t-shirt.
I can edit my thing. Oh, I have a headline. Key smashing is writing. I can do this. Oh my god. There's this. Save it. Boom.
Nice. Perfect.
Also, just going up a little bit because I think we missed a couple. Polyvony said, for those who don't know, that is definitely how Ashford Archives Book 1 begins. Traumatizing and very vivid scene indeed. Granted, it is not a future scene; it is a past scene. So I use that my prologue sets up the catalyst for what's happened rather than reacting to a climax. But both are effective. And then Rachel, yeah. You can. I'm so used to hosting.
I know. I'm not great at hosting, so
we're getting you back in the swing of it. So I will tone myself down and let you do this. You got this.
Okay, let's see. So yeah, so you'd say it's like a little bit more even, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up with And then let's see.
We did Natalie's. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Try. Yes, Rachel, 100% agree.
Just be sure to trust the person, have a good contract. So yeah, see, the issue with co-authoring is it's just the fear that it's going to become someone else's as well, and that I won't have as much creative say. Whereas, like, working with a ghostwriter, I can say, hey, no, I don't like this, and change it.
I think that's just, you just need that for whoever you do pick. You need to have that boundary line set. And because this is your primary idea. Mm-hmm. And just to establish those lines going into it. That's why have a good contract. That's a good point. Yes. Yeah. I'm really excited because as soon as I finish formatting the one that Lena just read, I get to start May's, which is funny. Like, I'm full circle now. We're back into May and I'm starting May's edits, which is my Dragons in the Wild West story. I'm very excited to fix up this one because this one definitely already has a middle grade, a YA, and an adult book planned. It was my most exciting book, a little short story to write, and it's already like, this is the big project probably next year.
Nice.
Just Sweet Pea and Sniffly, the gold sniffing dragon. I'm sorry. It's so sweet.
All right, and then yes, overwriting.
Snazzy's here.
Is this in reference to?
That was in reference to the book because that Lena read saying it should be a bigger book.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. Yeah. Hi. Hi.
Isn't there?
There is technically rules for a novel where it changes into novella.
Because it's like, I don't know, my story might end up being a novella depending on how many words it has. I don't know.
Your book right now is a solid, like, you could do this easily in like 70 to 80K. Mm-hmm. I think that's the length. Based on what of the outline I saw, I do think it is a standard YA of being under the 100Ks.
Yeah, it's definitely
60 to 80, which is still novel length. I do disagree with like NaNoWriMo though, when they're like 50K is a novel, and I'm like, it's about. I would say 50K is a novella, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. That's not necessarily publishing standards, which I don't totally know. But I know that my book already got rejected for being too long.
Oh no.
Yeah, one of my rejects. Actually, I haven't checked my rejections in a hot second. Let me open that email. Some people don't reply at all, but of the ones who have, my one of my favorites has been, nobody's replied in a bit. No, that's not that one. Who did it? Is it this one? Nope, not that. There's quite a few rejections. Hold on. Oh, that's a submission received. Is it you? Who done it? Oh, yeah, this one. They're like, thank you so much for sharing your work. Unfortunately, we've decided to pass. It's a really interesting concept, but we only publish books of less than 110,000 words.
Oh.
Oof. And I'm like, why don't you like big books? What's your problem with big books? Big books are great.
Real books have curves.
What is it? What, a thick spine save lives? Oh my God, that's my next bookmark. I gotta write it down. Thick spines save lives. Sorry, I'm always looking for a new bookmark embroidery to do. So if anyone has it, thick spines save lives.
Speaking of spines,
you got this. I believe in you.
Okay, so yes, boundaries.
Sleepy. Yeah. Yeah, it does. No, there's 11 because one of them is the nonfiction. and that was the most painful to write. That's not going to be anything big. So there's 11 short stories that have 11 books or series planned.
Rules can be broken.
Yeah, I hate the rule that they say of like how big. So like, yeah, usually 75 to 100K, and I'm like, tell that to Brando Sando. Okay, you know, all these authors that are on my shelves: Lainey Taylor, Libba Bray, Saba Tahir, massive chonkers of books. What's your issue? Yeah. I have that. That's already a bookmark. That one is done. Did I sell that one? I might have sold that one. But yeah. I care if I want to get paid.
Yeah. I can't remember if your plan was to query it for like a set amount of time and then try and self-publish.
Yeah. I basically, what I've done is I've queried a set amount of agents, because I'm not just throwing out random queries to like 100 people. I specially picked these agents who I thought would be good fits for the book. And if all of those agents reject me, whatever, we move on and continue publishing the way that I've done publishing in the past. This is an experiment, because this is a book that I felt traditionally could be fairly popular and fairly well loved. But if that's not the case, whatever, I'm still going to get you the book. Yeah. I don't want people to think that, but here's the only caveat I have to this is I don't want people to think just because I didn't get traditionally published that I am now a failure resorting to self-publishing. That is not the case. I started as a self-publisher.
There's like a lot of good things about self-publishing.
Self-pub is on the rise right now. But granted,
it's unfortunate that there's still such a stigma around it, but I feel like it's slowly getting better.
Is not helping. Book Talk needs to stop it. They are not helping the self, because a lot of people on Book Talk who are our author talks, I've followed a few, and I'm like, you're writing this book because you're horny. Or because you know sex sells. And that's the only selling point of your so-called dark fantasy, is that. And that's what I've had a lot of reviewers look at these books and they're like, yeah, that's all this book is. There is no plot. Now, granted, there are some good gems, but the really super popular ones, I'm like, these are just cash grabs. And that they're poorly edited and just poorly developed. They'll have very controversial subject matter in them that hurts the indie game.
Yeah.
So there's still stigma, but I do think self-pub is on the rise, especially with just how things are going in the trad world, with the HarperCollins strike that happened. I do think trad has taken some hits lately. So I'm not going to be, I'm telling myself, I'm not going to be horribly beat up if I get rejected by every single agent that I'm querying to. Not going to do it. We're saying how.
Everything's fine.
I'm not going to cry about it. But yeah, so far I've been like, okay, whatever. You know, and some rejections, some of them are very nice about how they reject.
Yeah, which
they're like, you know, this looks good. It just doesn't sound right for me. And this one, like, this was one of my top ones. Like, I encourage you to continue to submit elsewhere, because this is good. It's just not something that I can personally represent, which is a fair thing to say.
Right.
So
that's good. I like, not that I've ever experienced it, but I feel like I would prefer to get like a reason, so you know it's just not.
Yeah, there are
not just saying like, I don't like it, but I'll be nice about it. But if it's like a specific.
Yeah. I would just like to know if they're a yay or nay on it, because some people won't even respond if they're not interested. And so it leaves me in this bit of limbo, being like, am I just waiting?
It's like, did they even read it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, publish independently and set your own rules. Yeah, I'll just like start my own publishing company, and then I'll just like redefine the length. Like, I'll make up a new word instead of novel. I'll just like make up different words for the length of them.
Yeah. This tonk, and this one's a thick boy, and this one's one's some cake. And this is a croissant. Make them all pastries. There's a muffin. There's a donut. This is a donut hole. That's the tiny one.
Oh,
Donut
yeah.
hole. Oh my God. Yes, we're doing this now.
The donut hole is when you put like the first 2 chapters of the book at the end so they can like preview your next book.
Oh, you mean like exactly where'd it go? There it is. What I did with Rise of the Astrodom because Amazon wouldn't print what I had, and I had to add 2 chapters of book 1 into this.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is the short stories. This is the prequel short stories, and Amazon was like, "You can't do that. It's too small to print." So I was like, "This is what it would be printed. It's just this amount." And so I had to add this amount to make the thing. So there's the first 2 chapters. $5.
Very good.
Yeah, I've had to do that. So it has a donut hole in it.
Big dogs get a pass on the rules. Yeah.
Something to be said for, oh, yeah. That's true. I didn't even try. I just kind of did it. Oh, Novelkin Namushka.
I like it.
Those are cute. I call them chonkers. Chonkers, that's mine.
Yeah. That's pretty
Big
good.
old chonker. That's a Seranum. That's a chonker. Hispacac's even bigger. Hispacac is, I think, my biggest book. Is it? Wait, how big is this Seranum? I know Hupaway is 140,000. Maybe Seranum's slightly bigger, but it was 162, and we have edited it down.
Wow.
Anyway.
I just can't come up with that many words. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like part of it is I struggle with, like, my brain keeps wanting to go on to the next thing, and I don't, like, slow down and, like, describe things super clearly.
Your next step, aside from character outlines and stuff, like character developments, could even, like, your next bigger step towards, like, not fully writing, but almost writing, is beats. So chapter beats. So what my suggestion is says now you have outline, do your character outlines and profiles and build on all them. And then once you feel like you really know your characters pretty well, I mean, they're still going to develop as you write because that's just how characters be. Do beats, because then you have more control. And if you do ghostwriter, that'll be a good guide for them anyway, to see what exactly you want written in these chapters. So doing a little bullet points of here's chapter 1, boom, 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 boom. This is what's happening in chapter 1. Chapter 2, boom, 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 and so forth.
Gotcha.
I think that would help. It's just another experiment for you to do, just to see if there's more like, oh, light bulb moment. This is what's happening here.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a while before I have like the attention span to try and sit down and plan that much more. But I do like just kind of letting my mind kind of like sit in the world for a bit. Yeah. And just
consuming other media right now that inspires it. Just consuming other media right now that inspires it. So like reading those books. I recommend the Kirstie Alley movie where she's a fairy godmother, I think. Or is she a tooth fairy? There's an old movie with Kirstie Alley being a fairy. Also, Dwayne did one. Didn't Dwayne The Rock Johnson? He was in the Tooth Fairy, I think.
Oh, possibly.
Yeah.
You should like send this stuff to me.
Yeah, let me find, what is the Kirstie Alley movie? I know there is one. It's the old 90s movie, Kirstie Alley Fairy. Fairy movie. What is she? Toothless! It is a Tooth Fairy one. 1997!
Oh boy.
Oh my God, can you watch the whole thing? You can watch the whole thing on YouTube. I'm going to send it to you on Facebook so you have it. But it is, like, I think she is this, like, jerk of a human being. So that might help. Okay, I'm sending you that one. And then we're going to do Dwayne. I think it is just called the Tooth Fairy. Yep, it is Tooth Fairy. Which that one you have to buy or rent. But here's the trailer for it.
See,
there you go. I know these old ass movies.
Awesome, thank you. I will have to check this out.
Pretend your character is tweeting their life. Oh, like you're on the other end of the FPS. You could do that. You're that the other character now. I'm not saying names because that's also a name I wanted to discuss. If you saw my comment on that name.
Yeah. I will say that name isn't in the Bible.
Oh, I know it's part of the mythology. I haven't ever actually read the Bible. I don't know, but I do know that his first wife was that name. That's the lore that I know of Bibli lore, demonology lore and stuff. That's what I was like, whoa. I
don't know. I was just trying to think of something that sounded like whimsical.
I mean, you could play off of it. Like you could extend that name a bit, add a bit more things to it, and it would be totally chill. But that name immediately, like the paranormal demonologist person in me was like, whoa. What a twist! Yeah, that would be a hilarious twist. All right. Look at the story, especially the beats. Oh, Save the Cat.
I used Save the Cat to write my outline.
I thought it was. I've never used Save the Cat before because it's not my favorite, but I think it works well for this.
Yeah. I feel like it works well for the stories that I tend to write.
Yeah.
I haven't exactly come across something that I felt like didn't really fit, but I don't also write much other than my little genre of young target audience teen romance. So it's kind of I feel like it somehow kind of fits a formula almost.
Yeah, I think, and with Save the Cat, what I've heard on feedback of it, because I've never read the book on it, though I do love that author, is based on like movie research as well. So like the beats of it are very similar to movie structures, which works for what you're doing. Because immediately we said, oh yeah, Disney Channel is a movie. Like it follows that beat really well.
Yeah.
So it's a great method. I used the 3-act, 9-block, 27 chapter.
I've seen
method.
That one too.
That was how I wrote Hisfacac.
I don't dislike that one, but I feel like Save the Cat.
I don't think it would work for
my ideas.
Yeah, I think different plot methods for different stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep all the fake tweets. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know this person. How do you say? Is it like, do you say it like a gauge? Hage or hoagie?
Hoagie, like the sandwich?
I don't know. I feel bad. I'm not making fun of the name, I just don't know how to pronounce it. Are you asking me that, Polly Mooney?
Probably.
Technically, Kozue is. It starts in Japan. And so does Ashport. Ashport has a lot of Japanese scenes. So I've already done it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I did for Ashport, one of the other methods I did because I had so many POVs, not necessarily the case for what you're working on right now, is I did a chapter outline with character outline. So I listed all my characters down this graph here, and I had all my chapters here, and every single one I put what that character is doing within those chapters, even if they're not in the chapter, just so I could keep track of where everyone was and what everyone was doing. That's good when you have a gigantic cast. Don't think you're going to need that necessarily for this one. Probably maybe not. A Jason Riley one would be helpful, or even probably just them two, to help Because I think Jace will obviously have less page time, since Riley will be the titular character. Not titular,
Right.
but, you know, the main MC. There we go.
So I've never been to Japan and know very little about it, so I probably would not feel comfortable
No,
doing that.
no. I don't
And
like
even
people.
more so about South Korea.
Yeah, I would not. I know nothing about South Korea. I know some things, but like I do not know
It
how
exists
life
as a
is.
country.
I know it
I
exists.
know
Yeah.
it has.
I know some things about South Korea, but I would not feel like it would be an authentic representation of South Korea if I were to write anything that.
I feel like if I ever went there, then I might use something about like being a tourist there
Yeah.
in a story. Like I would feel comfortable being a tourist in my story, but not being like a local from there.
Yeah.
Because
Not
like even just
taking on the
visiting it.
experiences of an entirely different race and culture and saying,
Right.
I know, and that, no.
Yeah, just because you've like been there once, it's
No.
like
That's why I am even hesitant to put Japan in my stories. I lived there for 5 years, but I do not
Right.
know the actual experiences and emotions and feelings of a Japanese person unless I ask them, and they're not going to share that with me.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky. My best friend Mamiko is so expressive, but she's also an outlier. So yeah.
Oh, thank you. We just got that one. Whoops, where'd it go? It's very little. You see, hold on, where's it at? This right there.
Yeah. I was going to ask, what are those?
That is my new Lord of the Rings set.
Woo!
Those three, Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
And then we've got Hobbit and Silmarillion.
Okay.
And then this is like all just
the extra stuff.
What are they called? The extra stuff, like the Book
short
of
stories.
Lost Tales, I think it's called. So there's like all the extra
that sounds
lore
fancy
and stuff. Yeah, when I was like visiting back home last fall, we went into this little bookstore and I found them like they're pretty and I need them.
I gotta be careful.
They
I'm
match
going
each other.
to 2 bookstores this weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's one that's having, because it's Independent Bookstore Day on Saturday. So if any of y'all want to get out there and support your independent bookstores,
I did just hear that the other day.
There's an event that one of these authors of O.E. Tierman, it's the Aces High Jokers Wild. This is a military sci-fi dystopian with a fully queer cast, and it's amazing. Like, I am not a military sci-fi person, but these books are hilarious and they're amazing. They have hilarious moments, but they're also very traumatizing.
Oh no!
But they are the guests of honor at Old Firehouse Books in Fort Collins this weekend, and they're doing like a scavenger hunt and fun stuff. I highly recommend this series. So the commander of this base is a trans man, and like everyone is queer and POC. It's very diverse and it's very well done. So if that's something that interests y'all, the first one is called The Hands Were Given of the Aces High Jokers Wild. O.E. Tierman. Shamelessly plugging my friends. Well, acquaintances, they're not like friends, but I see them all the time at conventions and I say hi. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Tourist Guide to Love.
Intriguing. It's not off topic, but yeah, that's fine.
Yes, pretty books are the best. I love like Gilded Edges, and I love
Hold on.
like
well, number one,
I feel like I've seen
this beautiful stenciled. So this is for Twin Crowns.
So pretty.
I got this is the book. This is the pile of all the things I've acquired this month. This is my one for Owl Crate, not Owl Crate, Fairy Loot that arrived.
What I really want to do is get well, first of all, I want a house that I can fit things in, and then after that another bookshelf for more books, but then after that I want one of those cute little like book nook things, like the little sculpture-y.
You mean the thing that I made last year for Create-a-thon?
Yeah. They're so
You have
cute.
kids
I
for
love.
those now, so you don't have to make it out of trash like I did.
Oh, right.
But you could and be a recycler.
Oh yeah, by the way, I've got to show you because you didn't get to come to the wedding. One of our wedding decorations,
Yes.
I think
I
you
was really
might be
sad
able
about
to.
not being able to come to the wedding.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Let's see if I don't think you can even. I'll have to bring my laptop real quick because
Okay.
you've got to see this. I
Yeah.
ordered it on Etsy, and it's so pretty. Oops, let me just drop the whole world. It's fine. Oof, taking you with me.
Let's go for a ride. Going on a trip on our favorite rocket ship. Oh, cute!
Isn't that
Oh my god, that's so cute!
And then I made the little flowers.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Those were in my bouquet. Yeah.
That's adorable, and I love
No, that he's just chilling up there.
that.
That's just a
Flower
coincidence.
talking about.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yes.
love it. That's why, okay, I just upgraded my Fairy Loot subscription because now they're doing combos. Because I get right now it's the adult book only subscription, but now starting in May, they're going to have the combo of YA and adult book only. So now I get more books.
Nice.
Just what I want.
Oh, man.
But they're always, Fairy Loot does I think of all the books subscription services, top tier on design is Fairy Loot and the Bookish Box and Illumicrate. Those guys are the amazing. Bookish Box, honestly, I think might be the absolute best ones.
See,
I just cannot.
I feel like unless I didn't work,
Mhm.
I don't think I could do that. Just because, I like the idea of reading more than I actually read because it takes so much mental energy for me.
Mm.
It's when I do read, I fully throw myself into it and I will read 3 books in a day. But the problem is it takes over my mind so much and it's so it pulls all my energy from me.
Yeah.
And when I have to have enough energy to work and stuff.
Can't relate. I've read 2 books today already while working.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many am I up to this year? Hold on. I've read 91 books this year so far.
Oh my goodness. I've read 12.
I'm a normal human being. I'm nothing weird. It's all totally normal. Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, paper roses were the majority of the flowers in my bouquet. Well, maybe not the majority. I used fake flowers and then 3, 4, or 5 or something like that
Mm-hmm.
in all the bouquets. And then the boutonnieres were one of those flowers. And then I'm trying to think. I think I had some other decorations that were paper flowers. Oh wait, we had paper confetti. I had a heart-shaped hole punch and
nice.
punched out of book print.
Oh man. I'm so mad that I was so poor.
Oh, you're still gonna have to come out and visit us sometime.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, depending on how things go with my health stuff.
Yeah.
We're definitely planning on going to what's it called again? Ren Fair.
Ren Fair. Yes.
In the fall. So if you're up to it, then
we'll see. Because now I have I'm helping in the fall, undetermined time, helping Shayna in Florida. Okay. And then, you guys remember Leora?
Mm-hmm.
Leora messaged me out of the blue being like, hey, what's closer, Michigan or San Diego? And I'm like, I'm smack dab in the middle.
Whoa.
Apparently Leora is coming to those places in September and wants me to go see her. And I'm like, that's either 17 or 18 hour drive or several $100 plane ticket.
Ooh.
Poor as hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a fun time. Good. Cool.
Our money situation is going to be interesting here in the near future
Yeah.
because my husband got furloughed yesterday.
Oh, jeez. That's super awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, he has an interview tomorrow, and it's the second interview. Like, he literally coincidentally had an interview lined up Tuesday
Mm-hmm.
when he got
That's good.
furloughed. Like, it was crazy how it happened. And the interview seemed to go well, and now he's going to be meeting with the hiring managers on like a video call tomorrow. So,
well, fingers crossed. Yep.
yes. To pay like a lot more than his current job, and it's like it's supposed to start part-time and then move into full-time. So
Mm-hmm.
he's got to like ask some questions about like what's the time frame on that, which I mean honestly better than nothing it either way, so we'll probably take it, but like it'd be nice if it's within a couple months that it's up to full-time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with how that's all working out, and like one of his side project ideas is very likely to be paying about the same amount or more. Between the two jobs, we would be like set, and I could possibly quit my job if it all works out.
I always love quitting a good job, you know?
Oh yeah. Like I'm gonna keep the job for as long as possible, but if it gets to the point where like I'm losing my train of thought every 4 words already. Like it is really hard for me to stay focused at work.
Sure.
And until I have some sort of surgery, like this is rough.
Yeah.
And well, it's like I want to hang on. Yeah. Which I haven't even like given everybody. I plan on making a video at some point about what all I have, but I mean it might as well kind of just update you here because it's
you guys get the you're the inside scoop. You know before everyone else now.
Right. Yeah. You guys oh. Yeah. Yay. Thanks for coming.
Even though we had one sprint. Yeah. But it was a good process.
So yeah, basically I can't think of words. I was diagnosed in September with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Mm-hmm. And then I was diagnosed in December with POTS. Mm-hmm. And then I've just kind of been operating under the assumption that like, oh yeah, finally, this is the answer. This is what I have. And like looking at all the symptoms, I'm like, yeah, that lines up. Sure. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I started getting vertigo a lot that I was just like, this is odd. Because like, I mean, I've had vertigo before and like I've had migraines before, mm-hmm. but not this many right next to each other.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like looking up because I'm just like, obviously the first thing you do when you look up your symptoms, it's like, oh no, I have cancer. But
you're dying. That's immediate. I got a paper cut. You're dying. Yeah. Thank you, internet.
Like I've got a tickle in my throat. It means I have throat cancer. But no, like so immediately I'm just like, it has to be an EDS thing or a POTS thing. And I'm like looking it up and I'm like, how common is vertigo for this? And like the more I did research, the more it kept coming across Chiari malformation, mm-hmm. which is a deformity of the skull, mm-hmm. where it's like smaller than the brain. So it's like it's supposed to like sit in the skull like that, and then this is like this, it comes squeezing out the bottom. The brain is like trying to come out through the spinal column.
Brain wants to live life, Mom. You don't control me anymore.
Right.
That's what the brain's doing. Yeah.
It's like when you try to pick up a kid and they like dead weight.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's what happens when I picked up my dog to take a bath. That's
yeah.
what that is. Yeah. Lucy is very good at making herself dead weight. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the migraines have now been going on for 18 days. Like every single day
Yeah.
is a migraine. To different like varying degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So like today the headache is a bit like it's more just pressure
Mm-hmm.
and like slight motion sickness.
Sure.
There are days when it's piercing, horrible bad, and like I feel like I'm gonna fall on my ear and I need to like lay down in bed with the lights off. So it's like completely varying degrees. And there's some days where I don't even really have the headache, I just have the vertigo. So it's like I've been looking into it more and more, and it seems like it's vestibular migraines, which can be without headache, and it's just the other symptoms like the
Yeah.
light sensitivity, the nausea,
Yeah.
all of that. So, and the more I look into it, the more that's just like, well, that really fits in with like Qwordy, and it would definitely need um like brain surgery for that
Yeah.
because the symptoms it's very much just like pressure on the brain stem
Right.
slash spinal cord.
And that's been confirmed with your doctors and stuff.
It has not, but the other symptoms that I have so many notes.
Okay.
I'm literally the meme of the guy with the bulletin board.
Right.
Like,
yeah. The answer. I found it. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, like I have x-rays of my spine showing that I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 different joints in my in my neck. The vertebrae are slipping in
Mm-hmm.
different directions, depending on which way I turn my head.
Sure.
And that is definitely going to be putting pressure on the spinal cord.
Mm-hmm.
Good night. Thank you
Thanks,
for coming.
Navi.
And yeah, it has not been diagnosed as migraines. My mom has been diagnosed with vestibular migraines,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I know like what it looks like and what the symptoms are. And I know that they run in families,
Mm-hmm.
but vestibular migraine symptoms are the same as Carrie malformation symptoms and the same. And yeah, it is
Related to it.
the slipping joints is very much so related to that because the collagen is not the way it's supposed to be. So my neck is very unstable. So that's one of the thoughts is that it's creating cervical instability, which I really don't want to have fusion surgery. That I don't want to permanently lose range of motion in my neck. That is not my plan. I was doing some research today, and there might be a chance that they can do disc replacement,
Mm-hmm.
but it really depends on. It's like I don't know enough about that to know like how beneficial that would be in my situation, or if they're even able to do that for my stuff. But and then the last thing is that it could be a cerebral spinal fluid leak, which is also really common for people with EDS. And it would make more sense, I feel like, the fact that it's been going on for like almost 3 weeks straight now. It just like, which that is a little bit more concerning because that would mean like emergency surgery, not
Yeah.
emergency, but like immediate,
Yeah.
so that I don't get meningitis.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm almost definitely looking at some kind of surgery, but I don't know what it is. So that's
Ah.
it's like it's really irritating because it's just like I'm anxious about it and there's nothing I can do. So I just keep researching because it's like I'm gonna walk into that doctor and I don't want to be taken by surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know everything about this.
Although probably Winnie is a medical person, by the way, if you couldn't guess.
Common cardio-selective beta blocker for migraines. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to see what my neurologist says tomorrow.
Yeah.
See. I don't know what anything of these are, but you sound very smart.
Everybody does know the medical world very, very well. It is probably his field. So
I may end up being
free doctor right here.
Depending on
Yeah.
what you call it, the actual diagnosis.
Yeah.
Like I'm probably gonna have to be getting an MRI here soon. Like, and that's the other annoying thing. It's just like I'm building up this appointment tomorrow, and I'm not even gonna know what I have yet.
Sorry, just the Iris's comment.
Yes.
That's how I imagine you were saying that. Sorry, Iris.
Yes.
That's how I read it.
I would sure hope this is not the case, but
that's
also
so weird. That's crazy that like something in your heart would cause migraines, though.
Right.
That is interesting.
Yeah. I feel like
when was the last time you went scuba diving?
So yeah, I feel like just the fact that I know there's so many issues with my head and neck, and like I feel so much pressure here.
Good. Iris, I'm glad I know you so well now.
Yeah.
Good times. Okay.
So yeah, I'm
that's
just
what's going on. I just have a sprained ankle, so you know.
Oh no.
That's stupid.
Oh no.
I've been working from home all week. It was a dog walking stupid. I did a dumb. It's not my fault. It was muddy. Okay, and the dogs wanted to run. So put those pieces together. Yeah, I'm currently elevating my leg right now. I mean, the swelling's mostly gone down. It's just kind of yellow now. It was purple yesterday. It was a light purple, it was a lilac. I'm just
nice lavender.
And now we're kind of like a mustard. Yay, we're best friends. Did we just become best friends? Yay. I love it. Yay. Yeah, well, I hope everything with, stuff tomorrow goes well for you.
Yeah. I have 3 pages of information here of every single possible thing that I've ever experienced in my life. And I'm just like, I'm feeling a little bit like the rug got pulled out from under me, just because like I was set up with my doctor gave me this referral to a neurosurgeon who's amazing, and I was like looking him up, and he's got I've seen like videos of him online talking about Qwordy and all these types of things, cervical instability at conventions, and like he knows what he's talking about. So I was just like, oh man, this guy knows all the ins and outs. I'm gonna be great going to him.
Yeah.
And then I got a call this morning or yesterday, or I don't remember when, and they're like, so do you have an MRI already? And I'm like, no, I've just seeing you for the first time. Like, how would I already have an MRI? And they're like, oh, well, then there's no need for you to see the surgeon. Like, we're going to just set you up with a nurse practitioner.
Sure.
Okay. And I was just like, this is who I was referred to and who I was excited to see because I knew he was going to be good. And now I don't know who this new person is.
But, I mean, they'll probably, if, what they'll do is, they'll do that MRI and then probably move to that referral afterwards if needed.
Yeah. I just hope they don't look at the x-ray and be like, yeah, cervical instability, that's what it is. And they don't look further.
Yeah.
Because like,
and especially because you're a woman, it's going to be so much easier to convince them to look more. It's not an issue in the medical world at all.
It's just like, I know I have an unstable neck. I've had an unstable neck my entire life. Like, I've never had a normal neck. But also...
So you're an alien. Sorry, that's a super dated reference to Invader Zim.
Huh.
That was one of his main points of, I'm not an alien, look at my neck.
Oh.
That's super dated, super old, super niche reference.
Very nice.
There you go. Sorry.
But yeah, like, because like these symptoms have been all throughout my life, except for the migraines and the vertigo. Like, none of that has ever, like, I've never had that other than a couple of times ever in my life. So for out of nowhere it to happen every single day for 3 weeks is concerning to me. And the fact that it's accompanied by my head feeling like it weighs 1,000,000 pounds and my neck hurting really, really bad and feeling so much pressure in the back of my neck, in the back of my head. And the fact that if I turn my head to the side, I start getting tremors in my head. Like,
yeah.
Like, none of that is normal. And I've never had that altogether. And especially for this long.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know a little bit about vestibular migraines, and it's like, it is definitely possible, but I just feel like it's too much of a coincidence for it to be happening with the neck stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the safe bet is, getting it checked out, getting that professional opinion, and going from there.
And, Qwordy, which causes a lot of the same stuff and can make CSF leaks happen from what I've read as well, is like 10% of people with EDS also have Qwordy. And many people have Qwordy and don't even know it ever because they never have symptoms.
Right.
So it's like probably a lot more common than people even know.
Fair. And I'm over here just trying to get an ADHD and autism diagnosis.
I never even went for an official diagnosis. After reading enough about like how the actual diagnosing works, like, there was this one girl on TikTok who was talking about like going in to get diagnosed, and she had like her whole list of reasons why she thought she was and like everything she wanted to do. And she literally goes in there and says, hey, I want to be evaluated for autism. I think I have this. And she starts going into it. And he's like, okay, well, it seems like you know this pretty well. And then just basically took her word for it and said, okay, and diagnosed her.
Jeez.
So it's like, you could just self-diagnose at this point. And
I mean, that's why I'm almost 100% about ADHD. The autism I'm not 100% sure on. Just because I did an online kind of quiz kind of thing, where I did score very high for masking, but I don't know if that's just me or if that's, so I would like some kind of conversation with a professional to help me fully evaluate.
Yeah, and there's a lot of overlap between the two in the first place. So it could just be that it's ADHD and it's presenting very similar to autism, or it could be both.
Could be both. Could be both. Could be neither. And I'm some other freak of nature. Who knows? But who knows? But yeah, that's. I would like to have a conversation.
Yeah, there was a while where I thought I had ADHD. And
I'm 99.98% sure that I have ADHD. Look at my chaos lifestyle and my chaos TBR shelves, my chaos TBR game, my chaos sprints. Like,
see, I'm kind of opposite in that, like, I have to settle down with a task and like hyper focus.
I will hyper focus on the wrong things. That's my thing.
I do too. So it's
spreadsheets.
See, like, I have the issue with, like, special interests and stuff like that where I can only hyper focus on specific things, but I want to fully immerse and only think about that for the rest of forever, and then everything else I can't make myself focus on. Very nice.
Iris, this is the motto this year. Also, there's a Bumble.
Yeah.
It's written. It's in ink.
Very nice.
So yeah.
Person knows their body and the mind the best. Doctor needs to make sure both are healthy. Yeah.
Because I've already gotten backlash just talking about it and thinking about and like, investigating it for myself.
Oh yeah.
Saying
There's
I
so much of
probably
a
have this,
stigma.
I might have this, and I've gotten massive backlash within
On the
like
one thing,
people
on the
in
one
my
hand,
life.
there's like the whole Dr. Google like self-diagnosing
Yeah.
stigma, which is like, yeah, I get it. You don't want to be a hypochondriac. You don't want to
Right.
like decide you have every new
You're
thing
just
that you
saying that so you feel special. You just want to be different, that.
right.
You're doing
But
it
on
for
the other hand,
attention.
especially when it comes to autism, if something like, researching what you might have becomes your special interest, let me just tell you.
Yeah. I love the immediate one I got was, well, I don't see you that way.
Oh yeah. That's the other problem. So you've got your people against self-diagnosing, and then you've got your people who don't know what autism is and have it in their brain as it's this like
they think it's only
it's us and
they think of
them,
the
like,
most
you're not
severe cases of autism is what they think. They don't think of the subtleties of autism.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Everyone
they
they think
wide
of
open thing.
they think of a little kid flapping in a wheelchair. They don't think of an adult who's fairly
Functioning
functional
very well. Yeah,
and
exactly.
just struggles with things.
Yeah. Yep. So that's or like I love the blaming, like, oh, so we messed you up as a kid kind of thing, and it's like this like taking like making now they feel bad because you're messed up. That kind of mentality. Damn.
Yeah.
So even if I get like a full diagnosis or something, I don't know if I can tell them. Yeah.
It's rough. Like my family's really good about it and everything.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a while where it was kind of like unsure of how to bring it up just because it's like I wasn't even really sure about it. Like for a while I was using Asperger's as like my sort of label of what it was, and it was just like, oh yeah, I'm not like fully autistic, but I have Asperger's.
Mm.
And I realized after a while, it's just like I'm kind of like drawing a line between like it's like a me and them, and like I don't feel like that's right. And also like I'd rather not have my label be named after a Nazi. Like that's also not great. So
Yeah.
we don't use that anymore.
Natalie, I'm so jealous that you're in Sweden, by the way. I saw that comment.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very different than here in the US. The US is a nightmare for healthcare. It's awful.
You know what my doctors have told me? Not my current doctor, luckily, because
go out of the country for surgery?
Huh?
Go out of the country for surgery?
Oh, no.
Oh, they will.
What my doctors told me is that I'm hormonal, I'm obese, I have a bad back because I have bad posture, and if I just sat up straight, all my problems would go away.
See, I get the obese one first. That's my number one.
Oh, yeah.
Have you tried losing weight? And here's the thing, the fun thing. So I had my bariatric surgery, which has now failed me. It's failed me. I failed it as well. As you can see, me gaining weight back. Super great. But they told me to go out of the country to get this surgery because it's $12,000 in the US out of pocket, and I could not get insured. But yeah, every time I went to see my doctor, it was, you need to lose weight. You need to lose weight. You need to lose weight. And I'm like, I'm aware, but other stuff is happening.
Right. Like I literally, it's like, yeah, I get that I'm overweight. However, I did not used to be overweight and surprisingly still had these symptoms. Also, I hate that it's like doesn't even I'm losing the words that I was
Yeah,
trying to say.
that's okay.
What were my previous words?
You have these symptoms.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
My brain
We'll get it
hurts.
back on track. Because mine was the you're talking to doctors and they don't listen. They just immediately have their assumptions, and even though you have these symptoms. I was trying to lead it into that.
I know where I was going with it. I don't
Okay.
know how I was going to get from here to there, but
Right.
I'll just go into my new topic.
Yes.
So, I hate that doctors don't like ask about certain things. So
Mm-hmm.
like the first thing was talking about my weight. But they didn't ask me about if I was trying to lose weight or like what my weight has been in the past or have I gained or lost
Yeah, they
recently.
don't.
They just assume that, well, you're fat, so obviously
Yeah.
you've always been fat and you're just
They
a
don't
fatty
look
all
at
the
the big
time.
picture. They don't look at that big picture sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My doctor did not, wait long enough to hear, oh yeah, I just lost 30 pounds in 3 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, hi, Janet.
I was feeling great going into that appointment thinking like I'm taking charge of my health. Like I had cut out all sugar. I had lost 30 pounds. I was running a 5K like 3 times a week and like going walking every single day and like losing weight crazy fast. And then I go in there and she's like, well, you're obese and that's the problem.
Yeah, of course it is. Because all of our problems are always about weight and how we look, and we need to fit that body standard. If we just fit the usual standard of beauty, then we wouldn't have any problems in the whole world, obviously.
Right.
Natalie, yes. Sorry, just answering Natalie's question. I definitely have a lot of the time where I have thoughts and information that I can't get out fast. That's actually how I write. I do just like it spews out of me before I even know what's happening. So I would say my fingers are faster than my brain.
See,
when I'm writing.
I'm kind of the same, except for what'll happen is my brain is faster than my fingers, and I am already like 5 words ahead, and I will literally skip words in the sentence and like write the beginning and the end of the sentence and not even realize that I didn't write the middle. So I'm like,
oh, okay. Mine's like, I don't even remember writing this entire chapter, but it's there.
Right.
That's how mine goes. Like there was a point, I remember doing this in college. I was in my dorm room and I sat down to write this idea. And then I like almost like blacked out because the next moment 50 pages had been written. Granted, it was hours later and like the sun went down and I went, what? But I didn't remember writing a single thing that I'd written.
Oh, wow.
That's my weird connection or my disconnect between my fingers and brain. Yeah.
Doctor that she needs to lose weight or she will die. So she did it and went back to the doctor and they were so surprised she did it. Full. Yeah.
You know what? I saw a new stupid thing on TikTok about this.
What?
This is the dumbest thing. I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to attempt. Okay. So some idiot on TikTok right now is scaring the crap out of people by saying you need to be able to sit down like this and then get up. And if you can't get up, like I can't actually do what they were doing. If you can't get up, like go down, cross your legs and go down and sit cross-legged and be able to push yourself up in there, you're going to die within 6 years. And it's the dumbest fucking thing.
So dumb.
Like, oh, it makes me so mad seeing that kind of crap. But I saw this all over TikTok lately and I'm just like, so many of these people are falling for it and going, I don't want to die in 6 years. I'm like, no, that's not. That's not. No.
My doctor would tell me not to try anything like that because
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Right? Okay, I'm not alone. Ira's seen it. Yeah. So,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never been able to do that, and I'm 35.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, and
anyone can possibly die within 6 years. You don't know. You could die in the next 6 days. You're not gonna know, based on if you can sit down and stand up in a cross-legged position. That's not a thing. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Just totally never go to school. Got out of high school. Yeah. See, there's so many stigmas about autism, and it's like there was so little information about it and like education about autism when like we were kids.
There's only sensationalized media.
Yeah.
About it. That's what we get.
And like
I've
gone back and forth about it so much because like I struggled with it so much in school and growing up and everything. Like my mom was great. She knew there was something going on, but like not necessarily what it was. And she never really told me because she didn't want me to like use it as a crutch, I guess. Like she wanted to push me to do my best and everything. There are times when I think like, oh, it would have been so helpful for me to have a diagnosis and like know how my brain works and like know how to use like better coping strategies and like, you know, all of that. But at the same time, that didn't exist back then.
Yeah.
I would have gone into ABA therapy with really like abusive practice, like therapy methods. And it would have been a bad time for me.
Yeah. That's also a thing, like you'll see like boomer generations being like, well, when I was a kid, we didn't have this, all these mental illnesses and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, because there wasn't enough research for one. There was too much stigma. It was overly diagnosed as just being crazy, and they'd send people away to asylums. Like there's a reason you're hearing more about it now, is because we have grown in a society. Holy shit.
You had people like, you know, Einstein.
People used to think autism was being possessed by the devil. I think we've moved on from that, you know.
Right. or women who were just shy.
Yeah. Like, or the opposite, even if the woman was too loud and was too boisterous. Well, she's crazy. Send her to the asylum. How dare she have an original thought? What? Yeah.
Have to electrocute her brain.
Yeah, let's do that little lobotomy. That'll fix everything.
Right.
Anyway, one of the other things though that I do feel like is a bigger argument for me being on the autism spectrum is when I've noticed, like, this is purely within like the book world, like I get very irrationally upset with people liking absolute garbage books, for one, or like continuing to support, like after I've already made my points and people not agreeing after I've made like a really what I thought is like a really well-crafted argument, and they're like, well, I'm still gonna enjoy Harry Potter kind of stuff. That always like makes me like it's shifted. And I don't know if it's just this is a stress of the current world we're living in, or if it is an autism thing, but I can't let that go.
Yeah.
For what? Like, I'll still track that person and I will mask around these people. But there is now like, oh, you didn't listen to the thing that I said, and therefore I cannot fully appreciate like our friendship anymore because of that. Or even, I mean, it doesn't even have to be a friendship. It's just like I see like a booktuber that I like, and they're like, oh, look at this Cassandra Clare book, and I'm like, how can you? She is a bully and she's trash and I hate her, and how do you not know, kind of thing. And there's a part of me that also is like rationalizing me, like, well, maybe they don't know about the controversy, but if they do know about the controversy, why do they continue? It's that kind of weird thinking, and that's a spiral. And I'm going to stop spiraling for a real second.
Yeah. Let's see,
Iris, here's the fun thing about the selection. I loved the selection when I read it. I have not since read it again. But I recognize that it is trash. But it's kind of fun. Oh, shit. Sorry, I sold a book. Ooh.
That's
I sold
exciting.
an expensive book.
You
Yeah. Oh, speaking of pretty books.
so behind on comments.
Okay.
Let me catch up real quick.
Can't believe I did that like sit down thing with my ankle. This bastard of a book. This is another one that I'm like, why do people like this? But this is a Fairy Loot edition, and I just sold that for $60.
Nice. Losing weight. So right now I'm using Noom to lose weight, and it's working pretty well for me. Like I'm losing like 1 pound a week or so, and it's like fairly consistent. So I'm liking how that's working. And then I saw that one. What is this one?
Yeah, I just lost a lot of money on this because I decided to have a sale and I didn't think about that.
Gotcha.
Oh well, I'm getting rid of it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's very I feel like autism in some ways is like a superpower just because you're able to like really devote yourself to your special interest. And it's like when I want to know about something, I am going to know the most about it that anyone could ever know. But then at the same time, like I will have trouble focusing on things I don't care about. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a give and take.
Where did the scissors end up? I want to know. Anyway, sorry. See, now ADHD, I'm all distracted and like, hi. There they are. I found them. Now I just need someone to buy the first one.
It would probably take me 6 years to get up from sitting cross-legged.
It was kind of painful. And I couldn't even like properly do the thing aside from my ankle issue, but like, there's no way.
It's normal. My normal is not your normal. Yeah.
Yeah. My normal's not your normal. That's a good thing.
That's good. Ooh, what foreign country do you favorite most? I really wouldn't say that I do, just because like the only foreign I've been to Mexico for like a week before on vacation in a resort where I barely saw any of Mexico. So like
I'd give you Germany.
Really?
I would have. I just think you'd look really cute in a drindle, but you know. That's my reasoning for Germany is I think you would look good in a drindle.
Which is actually funny because Rachel is like practically fluent in German.
Hey.
So.
I'm just channeling her.
Yeah, see? I know like very few German words just from hearing her speak.
Yeah, I know very little. That is not one of the languages I learned or cared to learn. Yeah.
Yeah. I've already tried with like, I've tried learning Japanese. I'm not super great at that. I learned some Spanish in high school and got like decent, not quite to conversational.
Well, you're learning Japanese from my Japanese lessons now, right?
Well, if you didn't have them right in the middle of when we're at the grocery stores every week.
Stop going to the grocery store.
Let me just stop eating for you, Stephanie.
Yeah. What's more important? Hiragana or food? Oh, the answer's very clear. I don't see what your problem is.
Right. But also, Steven's hoping to get back into learning Japanese here pretty soon. Like, he was learning a while ago, and...
well, I'm an excellent tutor, so...
See, the problem is, he won't learn something unless it's forced upon him.
I can force it. I'm really good at shoving it down people's throats. Just ask my viewers.
The problem is, he really needs, like, a school setting.
That's how I was, actually, for furthering it. That's why I went back to college. After I already had one degree, I went back because I can't learn it without a classroom.
Yeah. That's kind of what where he's at, because it's like he doesn't self-study. He won't
terrible self-study.
He won't just like
Um,
do it for
if
fun.
he is thinking though to go back to college, just and to learn Japanese or anything, if he does do that, just make sure that he's going to a college where the Japanese teachers actually have teaching degrees and aren't just Japanese people living there and don't teach anyone. And so if he ends up in like a 4,000 level class, but there's a bunch of people who don't even know how to say where's the bathroom, he won't learn anything. That might have been what happened to me, and I wasted more college money doing that.
Oh, good.
Super
Yeah,
fun.
he's gonna be looking into finding like local classes, just like independent classes instead of like going through a college.
That's fine. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, it's gonna be a little while because we have no idea like how much any of this surgery stuff is gonna cost, and
Yeah.
also with him not yet having the job.
Yeah. Let's hope.
Really
Natalie,
hoping.
you're just making me more and more jealous of you. Can I come live with you? I want to be a hermit.
Wow.
I would have given you Ireland.
I could maybe see it.
Could you maybe be Ireland?
I don't think I could pull off the accent.
I don't think a lot of Irish people think that I can pull off the accent either. But
you at least have the fake accent, which is recognizable enough.
Recognizably Irish, I know. Yes. It's also my Irish is very Minnesotan though.
It is. That's funny. I didn't think of that until you said it, and then now I can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. If I get to the O's, it's whenever I do the O's.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, oh, hi there, Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'm so freaking jealous of Natalie. Start going to H Mart instead, or whatever Asian market is near you. More immersive experience. You had a singular experience.
I know. See, maybe I should try to just have it more just to make, my title accurate, since I did say sprints.
Yeah. That's true. I don't know. Am I fully half? I'm very Swedish. I'm very Scandinavian. I don't know if I'm fully half. But yeah. I'm adopted Swedish. I am very Scandinavian countries, though. That is a large portion. I have a lot of that. I have a lot of German. I have a lot of Irish and a lot of French.
I forget what I am. I know there's a lot of European. There's a lot of just like white European.
It's just white people. I'm white people. Hi. Yeah. Oh my God. Have any of you seen What We Do in the Shadows? It's a movie and there's a TV series. And in the TV series, there is a character. His name is Colin Robinson, and he is an emotional vampire. And he's like the most boring, obnoxious person you'll ever meet, and he's hilarious. But they do an ancestry test, and his comes back as white.
Whoa.
It's very funny.
That's good.
Yeah. So I'm Colin Robinson.
Very nice.
Yeah. Maybe just change the title to Interesting Conversations About Many Topics with Qwordy and I.
Yes.
Yeah, knowledge sprint. That's what it is. Who wants to hyper fixate on something else? Let's go.
Right.
Check out my Pango bookshop if you want the Atlas 6 in a special fairy loot. That's the last one, which is actually great because I'm taking all the rest of the books on my Pango shop to Second and Charles on Sunday because I have to film a Second and Charles challenge. Yeah. I don't know what the challenge is exactly going to be, though. I have to figure it out. Normally, I'd be like, oh, it's how many books can I find in a minute? But Second and Charles is not an ideal location to do that. That's more of a Barnes & Noble thing. Because Second and Charles, you have to dig a lot. But I was thinking to bring my bag of prompts for my TBR and trying to find books that match the prompts. I don't know. Thoughts? Yeah. Like a little scavenger hunt within Second and Charles.
Yeah. How
No, because I'm hungry, Polly. I need to make dinner still. I didn't make dinner yet. I'm hungry.
I had mac and cheese with taco meat in it.
Oh. And now I want Taco Bell.
Oh.
But I'm poor. Literally. Another
How-
bill came through and I didn't expect it. I forgot about it and then nothing is in my account now. I get paid on Friday. But my Ko-fi page is open.
How do I make somebody a moderator on here?
On YouTube? You have to be on YouTube and then you like click on their name or like the little dotties and you add them as a moderator, I think.
Gotcha. Which you haven't commented, so I can't make you a moderator then.
I can go on the YouTubes and comment and you can make me one.
Okay.
I can go there.
Get a link or something.
I'm here.
Yay. Okay. How do
Boom.
I? Aha.
Figured out.
Yes.
Chicken tacos with ground chicken is the best. Oh, I don't think I've had chicken tacos that way. I've had them with like the shredded. So, and Natalie's been working on edits the whole time, so that's great. That's
nice.
Good.
I've been too distracting.
Do you guys want to see some stuff? Do you want some sneaky peekies of some creatures and cryptids from Hispacak? Because what I've been doing is formatting the book with all the little like journal thingies. If you want to see it, you have to click it in.
Yeah.
But...
Ooh, okay. So how do I?
So these are all, you just click it and two screens.
Okay, so if I go.
Yep, you got it. So if you don't know, my newest book, Humane Society for Creatures and Cryptids, Hispacak for short, has a bunch of creatures in it. This is a Baya. So all of these sketches were done by Tycho, which you can see Tycho's little watermark there. Who's another author friend of mine that I met last year. And they're super talented. Obviously, look at the drawing they did. So this is a Baya, which is like a kind of a Loch Ness monster. She's super playful. This is Ariadne. Sorry for anyone who has a phobia. I just realized I did that. This is Ariadne. She's a Dreamweaver tarantula. She's a very important character. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I can't see it. It's because it's the is there a... Where's the regular copy of her? It's a cactus cat.
Wow.
Where's her regular photo?
Oh my goodness! I just remembered we bought a cactus that's in like a little cat pot, and we've been calling it the cat kiss.
Ah! Well, this is Cactus Cat. Her name is Saguaro. This is a crystal bat.
Lovely.
It's a bat. This is Enfield, which is a winged fox. Oh, hold on. Oh, God, isn't another one that didn't have it? That's a feathered serpent. I don't think I have the multiple copies of all these. You can kind of see it. You can see it. It's a feather serpent. There's Harriet. That's Bigfoot.
Very nice.
She's so cute. I love Harriet. Isn't she great? And look at her apron. Look at her fucking apron.
Awesome.
So cute. Oh man, that one's not either. You can kind of see Hedgequin.
Yeah, I can kind of see it. Yeah.
That's a penguin hedgehog. It can teleport. It's cute. And then that's a three-legged raven. There are two of them in the story, named after Odin's ravens.
Nice.
Oh, that one. So this one's actually, here's a funny story. When Tycho was drawing this one, I thought they were drawing the character of the amphitheater. And apparently this is the humming drake. And so I gave them like, make them longer. Because I'm like, the amphitheater is a winged snake with legs. And so that's what I thought they were drawing. And I just realized today that like, oh, that's not the humming drake. That's, whoops. So now they got to redo that. This is the Reaper monkey. It's I really. But it's a Reaper monkey. And then this is a saber wolf. Look how cute we are. It's a baby saber wolf. Baby. And there's Strieg. Look at his leggies. Look at his
It's so
leggies.
good.
And he has a
And
little crown.
the look on the face is so
This was
great.
probably Tycho live streams a lot of making these, and it was very funny. And there's Ursa Major,
Mm-hmm.
Starlight Bear, very very important character. This is the newest acquisition in the story. I think that's everybody. That's everybody. That's everybody so far. There's still a few more to be made. But I'm currently, that's what my edits currently are, formatting and putting those into the manuscript, because I have one more submission that wants the full manuscript with everything in it. So,
Ooh.
but that's directly to a publisher without an agent, because they'll take unagented submissions. So we're going to see. Yes. There's your fun intro into Hisfakak.
Yay!
It's a big book. It's a really big book. Yeah. Also, oh, poor Iris. Harriet is the cutest. Yeah, you don't mess with Harriet's babies. Oh, I'm constantly. I mean, I'm always in a tank top in here because I keep it really hot for Mambo, because she's a tropical bird.
Yeah.
But I have them going in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hot in here just because like I turned off the air conditioning for the video because it's like really loud and it turns on.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, did you want to work on the book any more?
Yeah, why don't we do, let's see. I doubt that I'm going to use like any of what I've got in my first couple chapters or first chapter. I don't even know if I got to chapter 2. Oh, I even did chapter 3. I wrote 3 chapters and then realized it was awful and then tried to make some notes and then abandoned it.
Do you want to try making a character profile?
I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. I might just like go through some of these notes that you put in here and see like if I think of any notes to add. And I'll probably make myself some tea because I should probably wind down soon after this next sprint.
For sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, I want to make food. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Need the food.
Yeah.
All right. Get to back to the beginning of the timer, which is now suddenly not wanting to load for some reason.
That's super fun.
That's wonderful.
I just saw on the YouTube, like, you're a moderator now. And I'm like, ooh, who do I want to put in timeout? I'm just kidding. Abuse my power. I'm putting Natalie in timeout just for living in a situation I want to live in.
I don't know why it is frozen. They're just like...
It's saying, you're not doing this anymore. Go make your tea and go to bed.
Right.
Oh, hey. Ooh.
Let's try this again. Haha. 4, 3, 2.
Yay. Begin.
Time is up.
What
did everybody do?
I had dinner.
Yay! I got tea for half of it, and then I started going through comments and re-commenting things.
Gotcha. Cool.
My head is starting to hurt, and it makes me sad. I mean, it was hurting already, but now it's starting to, like, really hurt. I don't know. So I'm having some chamomile tea and hoping that that might help somehow magically. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Chamomile. Good. Yeah, no. I watched an episode of Young Sheldon.
Oh yeah.
He something. He concentrates like 30 cups of chamomile tea into a chamomile syrup to try to put himself into a trance. Not a good time.
Yeah.
Weird stuff. Good times. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I love tea, but like I can only really enjoy it at night.
That's fair.
I want coffee, and like I know a lot of people who just like they can drink tea or coffee, or they just like tea and that can have their tea in the morning or whatever. I can't drink tea in the morning. It doesn't taste like a morning drink.
I can only do like I do cold teas in the morning. So I do like probably everybody's got London Fog. I do a matcha latte or a chai tea, but I do iced. I could
probably do a matcha latte. I feel like matcha is heavy enough that it is different from just drinking regular tea.
Mm. Even though it's a standard tea, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's just like something from a tea bag, you know, is a little different in my head than.
Do you want some sad news about?
Just like thick and creamy, and it.
You want some distressing news about tea and tea bags?
What?
Do you want it or not? Though, like, do you know what the tea in the tea bags where it comes from?
No.
So when they're manufacturing tea and they're doing like loose leaf teas, it's what's left over. So it's all the tiny particles that are left. So it's not even the full leaf tea, which is why loose leaf is better.
Yeah.
So it's all that. But then you also get like from those tea bags, the plastic particles and stuff melting off of the bag into your tea.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, if I had like it all goes back to just chronic fatigue, and I just don't have enough spoons in the day to deal with cleaning out my tea thing every time to have loose leaf tea. But it's like I have loose leaf tea and it is so good and I much prefer it. I just can't deal with cleaning out diffuser? I'm stupid. What?
Diffuser.
No.
Oh my God. Infuse.
Okay.
It goes in. Yeah. Oh my God. Hello, brains.
Yeah, I'm just like, wait a minute.
And that's all, folks. Good night. Yeah. Oh man, the brain did not want to function there. Yes.
Yeah.
You infuse tea. You diffuse oils.
Yes.
It's evaporation versus inclusion. There we go. That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine. I'm a normal person.
I used to make, although it was also because I didn't have a coffee maker. I used to make French press coffee every morning.
Mm.
And that was such a pain because you have to like clean out the thing every single time. And it's like 8 million different pieces that you've got to take apart and clean.
It's like I used to like making smoothies, but dear God, I hate cleaning a blender.
I use a magic bullet, and then
you
only
I hate
clean the
cleaning
blade,
it.
and the rest of it goes in the dishwasher.
But yeah, I still hate taking it apart and putting it together.
Yeah.
Because I don't run my dishwasher every single day. But if I want a smoothie every single day, I gotta clean it every single day. That's friggin' annoying.
Yeah.
Hate it. Oh, it's so inconvenient in our first world country.
Right. Oh man, but honestly, if Steven gets this job and if he gets the other like side job figured out and he starts working both of those, that is like let's just say that this new job that he's looking at, working half-time, he'll be making barely less than he was making at his current company when he started full-time. And that's like only gonna go up from there.
Yeah.
So he'll be making like almost double.
Let's hope
And
for the best.
I really want to stop working.
Same.
Every single day I'm just like, how likely is it that I could just quit my job? Like, what would happen if I did? Like, would we die?
I definitely would.
This is like the people that I work with are nice. And it's like not the worst company. Like, they've made some questionable decisions. Currently, it's working back in office half day a week, which everybody hates.
That's like kind of what's happened to my job. Is my boss is like, everyone needs. That's why I had to get documentation of anxiety to get me 2 days to work from home.
Wow.
Which is why it's another reason where I'm like thinking of trying to get the diagnosis for ADHD and autism to possibly further prove that I do better working from here. Yeah. And it's like, even when I'm in the office, no one remembers I'm there. I know I don't see anyone. I'm just trapped in a tiny little hole in the wall that doesn't even have a window.
Right. Honestly, if I was to go back in office, you know what would happen? Everybody sits there and ignores each other. What's the point?
There's no value.
Like, they want us to go and sit in front of them.
Yeah.
So that they can watch us.
There's zero value to it.
When it's like the whole company, like, we've grown since COVID. Like, being at home, the company is thriving and growing. And people love working from home.
Yeah.
And now people are leaving because they don't want to go back in office. Like, we had somebody confront the company president in the middle of like a company-wide meeting over Teams and like question him and like basically just say, so what you're saying is that if somebody wants a remote job, then they need to look elsewhere because this is no longer a remote job. And like, oh man, everybody was just kind of like, oh man, I would not have said that in front of everybody, but I agree.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was promised a lot of things in this job that have now since been retracted. And it has not made me a happy person.
Right.
So, like, literally the only reason I've been able to stay home all this week is because I fucked up my ankle. And I'm lucky I can work remotely so that I didn't have to take sick time.
Right.
Or anything for it, because it's my driving ankle. And it's a long commute.
That's part of my
I didn't sign up for this
tomorrow. Part of my appointment tomorrow is filling out this, like, the ADA accommodations request.
Yeah.
Because I can't sit at a desk in my own home.
Yeah.
Like, I have to sit on this couch to work, because otherwise my feet will fall asleep from just sitting in a chair.
Sure.
And, like, I have to, like, lean back and, like, let my head chill so that I'm not holding my neck up the whole time. There was part of today where I had to work from bed because I literally couldn't hold myself up anymore.
Nice.
And it's like, I don't know, it's rough. And so I've been in communications for like 2 months, I want to say, when they first announced that this is going to be happening. I reached out to my manager and said, like, hey, this is not going to work for me. I can't do that. And so she said, okay, you know, I understand. I'm going to be reaching out to somebody from HR. She gave me the name, said they're going to be reaching out to me. A month later, I still had not heard anything. And so I found the name and looked her up and just messaged her out of the blue. And I'm like, hey, so.
Did anyone talk to you?
And so she responded after like a couple of days or something. She didn't see it right away. I don't know what was necessarily going on, but it was a busy time, I'm sure, because there's all the meetings about having to go back
Yeah.
out. But she basically said she had a few like follow-up questions, and the other person in HR who she had to like follow up with about it was on vacation. So I had to wait a few days for her to get back and for them to have their meeting. And then I kept like hounding her and being like, okay, like, have you talked yet? It's like, oh yeah, she has more questions. I've got to run payroll today, and I'll message you when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And the next week, I'm like, so, got anything for me? Because like this starts May 1st, and I still don't have an answer.
Yeah. Also, there's something weird going on with your microphone right now. Just FYI.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, it's like it keeps coming, like getting very, very quiet and kind of like sounds like it's on a recorder, and then it'll come back.
Let me sit closer and see if it's just because I'm sitting
It's
back.
weird because it fluctuated between you right now sounding perfectly fine as you were, and then it like was, I don't know, weird stuff happening.
That's
Is
interesting.
the laptop hot? Is it hot right now?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's my first instinct with laptops is it overheating?
Right.
Yep. I had a freaking stupid thing happen with my computer last night.
Oh.
Oh my God. So all day, like I worked, and then I was working on finishing reading Tycho's newest book because they're going to have a Kickstarter coming up, and I was pre-reading it so I could review it before. And I'd finished it, and I was about to send him all my notes, and my mouse just like stopped, like my computer stopped registering it, and everything kept freezing. I was like, what the hell? So I turned my computer on and off like 30,000 times. Mm-hmm. And like my keyboard. So this is a keyboard mouse set, right? It's great. Look at rainbow.
Very fancy.
And it is, yeah, so it's a set. So I was really confused by why it was reading the keyboard, but not the mouse. Yeah. And like I plugged it in to charge it and stuff, and it still wasn't reading anything. It was very frustrating. And it just worked this morning out of the blue.
Wow. I don't know.
Technology, man.
This reminded me of like one time a long time ago. I was like working on my computer. It was like I was still like probably in high school, I think. Mm-hmm. And I was definitely supposed to be in bed and was up and on my computer instead. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden my wireless mouse died. And I think my parents were out in the living room, and so I couldn't go out to where like there was another wireless mouse or something out there that I could have fixed. I could have kept going and doing whatever I was doing. But and it wasn't even on my laptop. It was, I think, on my desktop computer. So I didn't even have like the like the mouse, the pad thing. And so I had to figure out how to turn my computer off or on or whatever. I think I had to turn it on to get something or to look something up before I went to bed. And I had to figure out how to do it with keystrokes only.
Jeez. That's what I was doing, keystrokes just to get the computer to turn off again, or like to run the task manager. It was like,
yeah,
Control Alt Delete. Tab, 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 tab.
Yeah, that's like pretty much what I was doing. Is like I had to go figure out how to tab through like the start menu and like, go through programs and like open things. I just remember like feeling like I was some government hacker.
Yeah.
In the dark in my room as I'm supposed to be asleep, trying to like hack into my own computer.
Yeah. Also, Natalie I read that it's been suggested that working from home keeps people more productive. 100% it does.
Yes.
But here for my work, it got ruined because there was one person who was lying about working. And I knew she was. I knew she was a terrible, terrible addition to our team. I did not like her from day one. This girl is a person who had like the super long nails and could not spell install. And it was very, like, you had to dictate and she types. It was awful pick for this. She lied out of her ass on her resume, that's for sure. But she lied about jury duty. You don't lie about jury duty. You get caught. You get super caught with that. But she also like had called me one day. It was 11 o'clock. I'm like, how's my password? And I'm like, we've been working for 3.5 hours already. You said you were. Why are you not logged in?
Mm-hmm.
That was a big woo, yeah. So she ruined it for all of us. And I see Iris. Yeah, no one's ever doing anything when they come in.
I mean, of course, I'll be the first to admit I have not been the most productive lately, but
I
think
you
I
have a
get
little
at
bit of
least
a reason.
somewhat of a pass.
I was super productive. I had this huge project. It's not done yet, but it's a huge project. And I got a lot of it done. I was super productive. And I listened to an audiobook. And I finished reading another book. It was a short book. It's The Imagining Anne, The Scrapbooks of L.M. Montgomery. It was very cool. Very, very cool. But I listened to, it's only available as audiobook. I realize it's not even an ebook, but it's Dark One Forgotten by Brandon Osando and Dan Wells.
Mm-hmm.
It's their new release, but it's an audio only. It's like a full audio production.
Interesting.
So it's like a TV show, but no visuals. It was kind of a murder mystery, not murder, well, kind of, it was a mystery, little bit of weird sci-fi stuff going on.
Okay.
With this weird like memory loss thing. It was very, very interesting. Yeah.
He works from home mostly. He said whenever comes in anyway, even though they're supposed to, and he said nobody was ever really doing anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, like whenever my work goes in person, like I've gone in a couple of times in the past when we've had like training things. There will be like 30 minutes of training. And then everybody just stands around, and people literally like bring board games.
Literally, my coworker and I, we literally hang out so much at work. It's amazing anything gets done. We are so less productive because we're hanging out and because we get along really well.
And see, the thing about my work is we work like directly with Kroger, and so we have like a lot of like Kroger stuff that I don't exactly know how exactly it works, if it's like overstock or stuff that doesn't sell in time or whatever. But there's like not the break room, but somewhere on our floor, an entire room full of tables of stuff that we could just take home for free.
We have that because I work for PFG, Performance Food Group. We have all the snacks.
Yes. So like we go in there and I'm not buying, but like filling a box with stuff like shampoo.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be able
like
to take free coffee, but I don't drink coffee, so I don't take it. Yep. But sometimes they have snacks that I can have.
We have a lounge and everybody stays there the most and does nothing. And some don't come in for meetings when they need to. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello. Thank you for the like.
I think we're probably wrapping up. We have been streaming for 3 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty late.
And us chatting.
My head is hurting.
Chit chat.
It's been fun. I do like
being
able to do this and like talk and stuff, even if I can't finish a sentence before I lose my train of thought.
It's okay.
Hopefully not for too much longer.
Yeah. Well, keep me updated on all that stuff going on, and
it's super frustrating just because it's like I feel myself thinking slower than I used to. And it's like I feel noticeably stupider.
Yeah.
It's like how I imagine people at the beginning stages of dementia must feel, where they like know they don't remember and they're frustrated about why.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't think like I used to.
Yeah. I imagine that would be a really frustrating thing to live with. So I'm hoping you get some answers and we heal up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I gotta get going because I got work in the
Two sprints
morning.
a day.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah, and I gotta get going and try and sleep.
More
I gotta
sprints Friday. Watch out.
Yes. I gotta get to my appointment at 8 in the morning, which means waking up at like
Yeah,
6.
you should definitely. You're 2 hours ahead of me, so you should definitely go to bed.
Yes. All right. Good night,
Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to Amanda's channel. More content coming soon.
Bye.
Yay. Bye.